Okay, theme options. Specifically in the Metro section, if we look at theme options, which we'll see right here in the bottom left, this does a few different things. You really won't be working too much in this. It's more of a base setup, a base structure. We have the logo, so if you ever need to change that, you can come in here and upload that again. If we scroll down, we have the header tag, the tagline. Let your taste buds take you around the world, which obviously is this right here, so if you ever want to change that, you can do so. Below that is your Facebook ID, your Twitter ID, so obviously that's where these go to. Your footer, so if you ever need to change your footer text, you know, your all rights reserved, 2012, 2013, whatever the case may be, there it is. Once you make your changes, simply hit Save Options. Okay, next tab, Home page. These two titles are for these two boxes right here. Okay, so it's a little tricky because now you got to figure out if you have what you got cooking. We've set these boxes up to where you can edit this or you can edit the page name. So it's going to be up to you and how you're going to work that. You're going to either have to name this, for instance, let's say you wanted to have this, what you got cooking. You could either name this main tag here, which would be this. Right? And come back here. So you need to change this, and then when you make a page and you add that section, you would have to think about what this line's going to say. So it's, you got to think, you got to think ahead of how that's going to play out and how it's going to work. Okay, so what you got cooking. So maybe this is a tagline like "come and get it" or "check it out" or whatever. But your article, your page that you're actually making, you would have to name it this right here. Come and get it, check it out, look at it now. Okay, so understand what I'm saying? So when you play around with that, you got to think about that. Okay, and obviously this section is the other title. I'm not going to change that. I'm leaving that up to you. That's your call on how you want to do that. Obviously, it's not going to be editable box 2. But I'm not sure how you're going to work with that. That's on your end. Okay, font options. We talk about back and forth about fonts and font sizes and what's too big, not too big, all that kind of fun stuff. So what I ended up doing is programming something just for you where you can actually change your font size for everything. So you'll see that the header H1 is your header tags. Right now it's at default, and you can actually change the font style. You can change the font size. Be very careful when playing with these because it's universal. H1, H2, and so forth, that is HTML. That's universal to your entire site. And so usually what that stands for is a header tag. So if we're looking at your site, for instance, this right here would be a header. I'm not sure what it is. I can't remember. This is either an H3 or an H2 or 4. That's telling us what size to be. So if you come in here and you change this, that changes anything on the site that falls under that. So feel free to come in here. Maybe if you want to make adjustment here and there to maybe raise, lower, even change your font classes, your styles, you can do that. You have your paragraph tags. You'll see right here, font for paragraph. That's your main text sizes. Font for your slider. So you have a lot of control, but again, try not to get too crazy with it. You could do some damage. All right. Last thing is the config file. You don't need this. Don't ever worry about this. Don't ever goof with this. This is actually for your video archive page. I would leave that alone. Just ignore that. Don't even touch it. It's nothing that you really need to edit or change unless you really know what you're doing with programming. Okay, and while we're here, I'm actually gonna. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the Envision one separate because that's gonna have a couple differences to it. Not many, but a couple. Okay, that'll do it for this one.